What up, my peeps? It's your Knucker Big Rucker back at you again with another Marvel Legends action figure review. And what we have here, finally, yes indeed, finally, I have acquired the last two editions to the Spider-Man Retro Wave 2 series. Talking about Hobgoblin. And yep, I also managed to acquire Ben Reilly Spider-Man, but that'll be a little bit later. Right now we're going to concentrate on old Hobby here. Finally got him. Took some doing, but it got done. And here we are, kicking off the review like we want to do. Anyhow, what we got going on here, as always, you got the retro packaging, Spider-Man right there. You got Hobgoblin in the clear clamshell, along with his accessories. You see the Hobgoblin artwork based off of the 90s cartoon. And turning around to the back, we have more of that same artwork. Get that glare out of there. There we go. That looks a little bit better, doesn't it? You get that glare out of there. We've got more of that artwork in our upper right. The Spider-Man logo. We've got the other 5 figures in this wave, 4 of which I've already reviewed. That being Spider Armor Mark 1, Marvel's Hammerhead, Symbiote Spider-Man, and the Shocker. You've got a little sketch showing how to, put on or remove his little man bag there, his man purse, and of course his pumpkin bomb. And we have the ever-present readout, which is as follows: deploying an eerie arsenal of pumpkin bombs and razor-sharp bats from his goblin glider, the criminal mastermind Goblin, Hobgoblin, has Spider-Man constantly on his guard. Yes, indeed. And of course, you've got the legalese at the bottom. Getting him back to the front so we can see him. We can peep him out one last time because, as you know, as nice as these retro carded figures are, they are in no way, shape, or form user-friendly. So once he's out, he is out. So now it's time to get Hobgoblin out. Hobgoblin comes with his standard issue man purse. As you can see, it is molded in a purple plastic. No detail in terms of contrasting paint to give it any type of distinction so it can stand out. Does have the detail though. You see that it's got the latch so it can be flapped open. It's of course all molded that way. There is no ability to open it. There is some paint, can't front, got to give credit where it's due. The buckle, yes, the buckle actually is painted in silver, not bad at all. Gotta love that. They could have gone without. They've done it before, as you all well know. But yeah, that's his satchel. Hobgoblin also comes with his symbolic, and we know it well, the pumpkin bomb. And it's molded in a translucent orange. There are paint apps. As you know, all of his pumpkin bombs have faces on there like they're jack-o'-lanterns. So he does have, it's like a yellowish paint, if you can see that. That makes out his eyes, its eyes, and the mouth. And then of course there's the translucent green atop the base, or the, if you will, head of the pumpkin bomb, to signify flames, green flame. And once again, like I said, it's molded in a translucent green. Finally, we have Hobgoblin's glider, molded in that same purple plastic as the man purse, his satchel. And it comes, as you can see, it's the same as what we got before. It's got the clamps for where his feet go in. As far as the front, it's got the face on the front, and the eyes are painted red. And like I said, it's the same as the Hobgoblin glider that we got previously. No other paint apps, even though it does have the detail and the thruster in the back, but that's about it. And of course, the other distinction is that it is too small, but it is what it is. And here we have Hobgoblin on our rotating platter, giving you that 360-degree visual so you can see what we're working with here, what Hobgoblin's working with here. Of course, at first glance, as I had already stated when I was showing the accessories, when I showed the glider, this is our second offering of the Hobgoblin from Hasbro. As far as this version is concerned, we did get one previously that was based off of, it's the same buck as the Bucky Cat buck, but what the differences were, the arms and legs of the previous version were done in chainmail, because that buck or those legs and arms on the Bucky Cat mold has been used several times. It's been used for the Green Goblin. It's been used for Dread Knight. If I'm not mistaken, Dread Knight was actually first. Then we got Green Goblin and Hobgoblin. And then ever since we went to this retro style, this retro line, we've gotten the Green Goblin sans the chainmail, and now it's Hobby's turn. So this is what we got right here. And so that's the first difference. The other difference is the colors are different. It's his torso, gloves, and boots are all brighter than the previous iteration. The gloves, torso, and boots are, as you can see, they're kind of like a mustard yellow, whereas they were a kind of, it's kind of hard for me to come up with what color the previous version was, but it was, I don't want to say orangey, but when I do the comparison, you'll see what I'm talking about. And as far as the legs and the arms are concerned, it's a brighter, lighter blue than the chainmail versions. And then, of course, the other difference would be the it would be, well, basically, I think that's the same face sculpt, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I believe that's the same face sculpt. Once again, when we do the comparisons, we'll see. I think that we should have gotten a different head sculpt if it's going to be emulating what we saw in the cartoon. Yeah, this wasn't the head sculpt, or the face, I should say, the mask face that was in the cartoon. So yeah, that's been repeated. The cape is the same as before, same tatters, it's the same exact cape. The other difference is with the boots, they're just regular boots, the standard Bucky Cap boots that with the feet that are too small. The previous Hobgoblin had the the curl toe boots, which definitely made it easier to put on his glider. So I guess we'll see how easy or difficult it'll be to attach the glider to this hobby. But before we do that, let's get Hobgoblin off of the stand and up close and personal so we can see what is the what. So here we have Retro Series Hobgoblin up close and personal, and of course looking at the face initially, the eyes painted in red, the face is in a pale kind of yellow or tan, probably is better. White teeth. My paint apps are pretty clean, so I'm happy about that. One thing I can tell you, I mean, if they change the teeth out a little bit, they could use this head sculpt for a Carrion figure, especially since Carrion also wears a hood similar to what we see here with Hobgoblin. So it wouldn't take much for Hasbro to repurpose this head sculpt at all. Not much at all. Going down, Hobgoblin's pretty basic. You see once again the mustard yellow torso and the blue arms. All of this is molded in those colors. Then you go down, you've got the belt. And the belt has got the buckle is painted silver, just like the buckle on the man purse, also painted. So gotta love that. Gotta love that, because they could have gone totally cheap. There's not much paint on this figure. You've got the eyes and the teeth on the head sculpt, and then you've got this buckle. That's really about it in terms of paint on this figure. Looking at his arm, once again, like I said, it's just blue, and of course you've got the gloves. One thing to note about the arms, they're pretty gummy. You see how they're bending like that? Pretty flimsy. So you have to be careful, because I already have a stress mark right there just from that, and I haven't even really messed with the figure. The other side is also has a stress mark in there, if you can see that. I'm not going to try to get too close, I'll just blur out. But be careful with your arms and when you articulate them at the elbows. So yeah, once again, it's the same. There's not much to Hobgoblin. You've got those boots, turning him around. There's that cape I was talking about, same tatters, and that's about it. I've got some, I don't know if that's intentional or not, but it looks like there's some missing paint apps, but fortunately, because the cape is as tattered as it is, it looks like it's part of it, so I'm not too bothered about that. Got all those wrinkles, which is very nice, and yeah, that's about the size of it, and that is our Hobgoblin. Looking at his articulation, you've got the head that can rotate. You will get some resistance because of the cape there, but you can do a 360, and of course, because of the hood going down there, it's going to impede some. But if you wanted to force the issue, you could get it 360. I don't know why you would want to. You can look up that much, which is not bad at all considering. You can look down that much. Once again, not bad. He gives very little in the way of attitude, but there is some there. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool for just that much. As far as his arms, he can do almost 90. He can rotate, but you've got the cape there, so be careful with that. But he can rotate. He's got bicep swivel. He's got double jointed elbows. They are pinned. This is the Bucky Cap body after all. And once again, like I said, be careful with that because it's pretty flimsy there at the elbow. So be very careful. He swivels, his wrist swivels, and he's got a hinge. As far as his torso articulation, he can crunch forward this far, crunch back that far. He's got waist rotation at the hips. He can spread them that far out. He can get his leg up 90. Can go back that much. He's got thigh rotation. He does have double jointed knees. His leg does swivel at the boot cuff. And he can point his toe forward that far, up that far, not too much, but decent enough. He's got ankle pivot, and of course, peg holes at the bottom of his feet. In order to put Hobgoblin's satchel on, you're going to have to remove his head and cape. So his head is on a ball hinge. I failed to mention that, by the way, when I did the articulation, but yeah, it's on a ball hinge. So you remove the head and the cape. Then you get the satchel. Get the arm up some. Work it in there. Put the arm down. Kick back on. Head back on. And voila, Hobby styling. Here's a shot of Hobby getting ready to hurl his pumpkin bomb. And here's a shot of him, we'll call it priming the bomb. Here he is on his glider. And I can straight up tell you, because of the feet not having those curls like the original iteration, I can tell you straight up that you're going to have a hell of a time getting him posed on his glider with these regular feet. Yeah, one of the main reasons is obviously you've got the pointed up toes, but I can tell you that at least if you have one of them in, you have them both in with the old one, all you needed was really one leg with one foot with the pointed up toes, the curled up toes, to grasp the footholds. The other one could be like pushed all the way forward because it was narrow enough. These feet, though smaller, as we know is the case with the Bucky Cat mold, they're also, as far as the tops of the feet are concerned, they're fatter. So they can't slide all the way through, make it all the way up. So you're going to find Hobgoblin always sliding out. I've got him braced up against the wall, so that's why he's not tipping over. But if I were to move him forward, he would just fall back. So yeah, that's unfortunate, but it is what it is. I'm going to move him to the side just a little bit. He might fall over while I'm doing it, so you'll see what I'm talking about. But no, I got him moved to the side just a little bit, and he's still standing. And the reason I did that is because I'm bringing in the first one, and as you can see, he's holding on to that glider with zero issues. You know, still gonna have to push him back there because he's gonna want to fall back, but he won't fall out. If he falls back, let's see if it'll happen on camera. If he falls back, yeah, the glider stays affixed to his feet. That's not the case with the Retro series, our new one. So there are both of them, so you can clearly see the differences right there. You got the chainmail. I can't front, I still prefer the chainmail. That's because that's the comic version of him with the chainmail. The one on our left, the Retro series one, is based off of the cartoon. You can clearly see the differences in the feet. So I'll turn them that way so you can really see it. The curled up feet. Once again, the comics, that's how it goes down in the comics. Will you stand for me still? Yeah, okay, cool. Just wanted to get your face forward. And you see the differences in the colors of the head, the face. The original version looks more grisly to me. The skin is grayish. It looks more dead, if you will. It's got red eyes also, just a darker shade of it. And then there's that color. You guys tell me what this color is. I didn't even know what to classify that color. So it's not orange, but I had said that it's not. I don't know what to call that color, but that's the color we got. And the wild thing is, even though I prefer the older version because of the chainmail, the newer version, color-wise, is more accurate to the comics. It just is lacking the chainmail. But yeah, there it is. The glider is just on the older version is just molded in gray, like a gunmetal gray, and there are no paint applications to the eyes or the front of the glider like with the Retro. You see it's got the red eyes. Yeah, the satchel on the older one, the buckle was painted, as well as the buckle on Hobgoblin's belt. So that was cool. That was done as well. Yeah, there were some There are paint apps on the satchels buckle also. So I guess it's 6 of one, half dozen of the other. With the older version, you got the satchel had the buckle painted, and on the newer version, the glider, the eyes are painted. So I guess they evened out on their budget there. But there you have it, the differences between the old and the new. Oh, and lest I forget, the older Hobgoblin was from the Space Venom wave, in case anybody was wondering. Here's Hobby alongside his fellow villains in this wave. You've got on our left Hammerhead, and on our right we've got the Shocker. I tell you about that Shocker, I am sorely tempted to go micro pen style on the lines there and darken them in, but I can't front, guys. I'm definitely afraid I'm going to mess that up. But I really want to try doing it, because I just know he'll look much better with the lines drawn in. What do you guys think? Let me know. I still need to build the courage. I'm like the cowardly lion from the Wizard of Oz right now. I'm too afraid to take that plunge, but yeah, I think it would look nice. What do you guys think? And here's Hobby side by side with the other two Spider-Man figures that I've already reviewed from this wave. You've got on our left Symbiote Spider-Man, and on our right we've got the Spider Armor Mark 1. And last but not least, we've got the man that kicked it all off. We've got the Superposable Spider-Man from Wave 1. Here's an additional, hopefully a treat for you guys. As you see, I've got Hobby on his glider, and the glider is on a stand. Now, he's on the stand courtesy of a custom attachment by Can of Beams. I'm sure some of you have heard of that guy. That's what he calls himself, and of course that's his company by extension. But Can of Beams specializes in effects and accessories, and he actually came out with clips that would fit in this glider, and it would fit in the Green Goblin's glider, which is different than this one, and the bottom side, the underside of the glider is actually different. So it makes for you get to suspend your goblins in the air via those pieces. So figure that would be cool. I normally would have the figure on the rotating display to close out the review, but because of the nature of the feet and of course the pumpkin bomb in the hand, I feared that it would the pumpkin bomb would fall out of his hand, and that Gobby would fall off of his glider just altogether. So we're just going to do a static like this to summarize. So and that's the segue to sum it all up. We've got the Marvel Legends Spider-Man Retro Series Wave 2 Hobgoblin cartoon-based, 90s cartoon-based action figure here. It is, once again, like I said, it is based off of the cartoon. If you have the original version, you don't really need it if you don't want it, unless you just want to get a cartoon-based figure. You like this one, you prefer this one over the other one, then have at it, of course. But it's the same figure with some slight differences. Obviously, the color, the paint apps are colored differently. The boots is the most glaring difference, being that they are regular boots as opposed to the clown curled toe boots that the previous version had. Other than that, it's the same figure. You get the pumpkin bomb, same thing, same accessories. No more, no less. It helps you complete the wave if you're a completionist like myself. So you got that. Other than that, it's the same thing. So if you don't want it, if you don't need it, you don't have to get it. And that's about it. That's all I need to say about that. I'm glad I do finally have him, because as I stated, I am a completionist, so it took some doing getting him, but I got him. We're down to one more. We will close it out next video with Ben Riley himself, and finally get to put a button on this particular wave, but that's coming up next. But for right now, this is what we have. Thank you guys for rocking with me. As always, I appreciate you. Please like, please share, so that way others can come, so I could run this spiel, so that way they can all subscribe right along with you guys. Hint, hint. Like, share, and subscribe. Definitely. And right, make sure you smash that notification bell, so that way you can know when I upload another video, and I will very soon. Thanks again, guys, for rocking with me. But remember, the hunt continues, and I'm out. Peace.